What's up? It's LaDria LaVae and welcome back to my channel. And for this tutorial, we're making this beach cover up dress. You can wear it so many ways, pair it with some little leggings or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's so simple to make. To make this, we just make 4 panels, sew them together at the bottom, and working around. And that's it. Make sure you keep on watching. Oh, and press subscribe and thumbs up this video. For this tutorial, I'm using 4 balls of cotton fair yarn, a 5mm hook, 4mm hook, scissors, and a stitch marker, starting with my 4mm hook. Okay, so let's get started on the first panel. We're just going to chain up 50 plus 2. If you want to go smaller, you could chain up 40. If you want to go bigger, chain up 60. I feel like this pattern kind of fits most, but it's all up to you, so do you how you do you. Okay, so once I'm done with my chain, I'm just going to double crochet in the 5th chain from the hook. So right there. After that, you're going to double crochet in the stitch before that double crochet. So just yarn over and right into that stitch and complete your double crochet. And we're going to do that all the way down, which I posted a diagram or whatever so you can follow along. So we skip that next stitch, place a double crochet, and then double crochet in that stitch that we skipped. We're going to do that all the way down, placing a double crochet in the very last stitch. Yep, so just continue this all the way down, skipping the next stitch, placing a double crochet right in there, and then a double crochet in the stitch that you skipped. So I'm just going to double crochet in that last stitch, and that double crochet count as a stitch. Now after that, we're going to chain up 1. We're going to skip that first stitch since I chained 3 count as a stitch, and single crochet in the next, and then single crochet all the way down, placing the last single crochet in the chain 3 space. Okay, so now I'm at that chain 3 space, and I'm just going to place 1 single crochet right in there, and that is the end of our row 2. And moving right into row 3, we're going to chain up 3, turn our work, that chain 3 count as a stitch, so we skip that. We have 2 stitches next to that. We're going to go to that second stitch, place a double crochet, and then 1 double crochet in the stitch that we skipped, exactly like what's in the diagram. And we're repeating rows 2 and 3 for the entire panel. For my panel, I did a total of 22 double crochet rows. Like, I didn't count the single crochet rows because that was a time or whatever. So wherever I had a double crochet row, that's what I counted. And I counted 22. So yes, just repeat this exact pattern for the whole entire panel. So I'm coming to the end of my 22nd row, just placing the double crochet in that single crochet stitch or that chain 3 stitch, whatever I could see. And now we're just going to chain 2, turn to our side, and we're going to place 2 half double crochets in each double crochet row and 1 half double crochet in the single crochet row. Now if you can't see particularly well, this really doesn't matter how many stitches you get on the side. It's just so it can look cute or rubber. So place your half double crochets along the side and all the way around the border. It's no special stitch when you get to a corner. Just place 1 or 2 half double crochets and then keep it going. Keep it moving. Okay, so now I'm coming to the end of that side. And I'm just going to place 2 half double crochets in that little edge. And then we're working on the side where we started with our chain. Okay, say boom. We're going to turn, you want to work on that chain side. Now just try to place 2 half double crochets in the spaces and 1 half double crochet in the stitch where the 2 double crochets meet. I'll show you right now. So I'm just placing 2 half double crochets in that little gap, and then 1 where the 2 double crochets kind of cross. Just like that. Nothing fancy. I'm doing 2 half double crochets in that gap again. So I'm just going to continue that all the way down. Placing them 2 half double crochets in the gap. 1 in that little space where the double crochets is at. And I'm going to do that to the next corner. Now since I finished that, I'm going to do the same exact thing on the side that we did on our first side. Placing 2 half double crochets in each double crochet row and 1 double crochet in a single crochet row. Once again, this don't have to be perfect. So I made it back to the top where I finished my 22nd double crochet row, and I'm just going to place a half double crochet in each stitch all the way down, and then I'm just going to slip stitch in that chain 2 space we started with. Okay, so now I'm at the end of that row. I'm just going to slip stitch in that first chain 2 that we did. Boom, bam, boom. Chain up 1, cut my work, and pull the yarn through. Now I have all 4 panels. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're just gonna make sure they're all in the same directions. I mean, honestly, it's up to you or whatever. I'm just gonna make sure my double crochets is in the same direction, like they flowing. They do what they do. Now we're just gonna connect the bottom, all of them together. Okay, so how we do that, once they're in the same direction, you're just going to reattach your yarn to the corner of one of the squares. And you're just going to place a single crochet all along that edge. So chain up 1 and place 1 single crochet. Okay, so I'm just going to single crochet until I get to that corner. And that's when I will single crochet straight to the second square, and I'm just tucking in my weaved in so it won't look like I'm doing anything funny here, just so I have to weave it in later, you know what I'm saying? So yep, just single crochet down till you get to the edge. Okay, so I'm at the end of the single crochet of that edge. Now I'm just going to grab my second square, making sure the double crochet is in the same direction for me. Like I said, it doesn't really matter, it's up to you. And I'm just going to single crochet in the edge somewhere right around, yeah, right there. Just going to place a single crochet. And I'm just going to single crochet all the way around. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. And we're going to do that for the next two edging of the squares. Just once I'm done with that single crochet along that edge, I'm going to grab my next square and single crochet along that edge and for the last square. So I finished single crocheting along that edge, and I'm just showing y'all me connecting the third rectangle square panel like situation, and I'm just doing the same exact thing I did before. And here I am just showing you me picking up my last rectangle square panel thing and just single crocheting along that edge. The same exact way we've been doing. You're not new to this, you're true to this. Okay, so now I have all of my panels connected. So I'm just going to take my last two and put them on top of the other two. Like you see, boom, boom. And I'm just going to slip stitch the open corners together just with 2 slip stitches just to secure it. After I slip stitched the 2, I just chained up 2 and cut a long piece because I'm going to reattach my yarn later to that string. And now we're just going to work on the shoulder part. You can either do a seam like how I did, or if you want to leave it a little open, give them a little more skin, just single crochet 3 stitches in one corner, cut that off, and single crochet 3 stitches in the other corner. It's totally up to you. Like, this is customizable, you feel me? It's any way you want to do it. But I'm just going to single crochet all the way down for both of my seams. So I reattach my yarn to the shoulder part, and I'm just going to single crochet all the way down, and I'm going to do the exact same for the other side. You can single crochet, you can slip stitch, whatever kind of stitch works for you. We just going to make sure it's together and not falling apart. You dig? So just single crochet all the way down. So I'm just single crocheting under both loops of that seam. Just go under both and place 1 single crochet. Try to match them up as best as you can. And yep, do that for both shoulders and then turn it inside out. Well, turn it on the right side. We're working on the wrong side right now. So after we're done, just going to turn it on the right side. So I finished single crocheting my shoulder seam together, and that is how it looked. And when I'm done with both sides, I just turn it back to the right side. And I'm just going to slip stitch a little on the side to secure it. Just slip stitch 2 stitches. So yeah. Right, let me get it together. I am not getting it together. All right, boom, got it. So I'm just gonna slip stitch right on the side under 2 stitches just to secure it. More for me, I'm gonna chain up 1, cut my yarn, pull through, and do the same exact thing on the other side. So just repeat for the second shoulder seam. Okay, so now that I'm finished with both of my seams, looking cute, looking right, I'm just going to turn it on the right side, and after that, where I left that long string of yarn, I'm going to reattach my yarn to that string. I'm going to chain up 2 and double crochet in each stitch all the way around. So once you're done with that, you're just going to slip stitch in that chain 2 space. Then we chain up 2, place 1 double crochet in that first stitch, and then we're going to do a front post double crochet, and that's just yarn over under the stitch, not the loop, under the actual stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then you complete your double crochet. Boom, boom. This is where our drawstring will be going. So make sure you don't go into the stitch behind that front post. Double crochet in the next stitch, then yarn over and into the next stitch. Under that stitch, boom, pull through, and then complete your double crochet. So we're going to do that for the whole entire row. 1 double crochet, 1 front post double crochet, and it's only like that for this row. And this is how it's looking so far. Once you're done, you're going to slip stitch in that chain 2 space. So after I slip stitch in that chain 2 space, I'm just going to chain up 2, and I'm going to decrease in every 6 stitch. Now this is super optional. If you don't want to decrease and you want to just wider or leave it at the size it's at, you're just going to work 1 double crochet in each stitch for this row. But I want mine to come in a bit, so I'm going to decrease in every 6 stitch. Basically, I will be double crocheting 2 together. So, right. Boom, there we go. And then I'm going to decrease by yarn over through the stitch right into the next stitch, pull through all the loops, and that's how I decrease. You could decrease how you decrease, you know, ain't no judgment here. And I'm gonna do that in every 6 stitch all the way around so I get back to my chain 2 space. So I am back to that chain 2 space, and I'm going to slip stitch right on top of that chain 2. I'm going to switch to my 5mm hook, chain up 3, and we're going to follow the cross double crochet pattern for the rest of the skirt dress part. Here we go. So you chain up 3, you skip that first stitch, place a double crochet, and then go back into that very first stitch and place another double crochet, and just do exactly what we did for the panels. And you're going to do that all the way around, slip stitching in that chain 3 space when you're done with this row. And this is how it looks so far, and you're going to continue this all the way around the skirt part. And you could do as many rows as you want. You could just turn this to something very short, very long, add a split, do a dip, whatever you want to do. And then you slip stitch right in that chain 3 space, chain up 1, and you do your single crochet row like we did for the panels. So I'm coming back to that chain 3 space. Now, if you don't have 1 stitch left, find somewhere to put 1 double crochet. It doesn't matter where, just find it. So I'm placing 1 double crochet right there. I'm gonna slip stitch in that top chain of the chain 3. Oops, a little blurry. Sorry about that. And I'm going to chain 1. And I'm going to place a stitch mark in the chain 1 space later on, just so I know where I'm slip stitching back. And I'm just going to single crochet all the way down till I get back to that chain 1 space. So yeah, just single crochet all the way around back to that chain 1 space and repeat rows 2 and 3. And since I was having a hard time with that chain, seeing that chain 1 space, I just grabbed a stitch marker and placed it right in there. And that's where I will be slip stitching when I am done with my single crochet row. So I am back at that chain 1 space. I just slip stitch, took my stitch marker out, chain up 3, and just repeat the rows we've been doing for the panel. And we're gonna do this for the total length of the skirt. You could do however many rows you want to do. You can add your color, add your stripes, and do you how you do it. So yeah, just repeat the pattern on the screen for the rest of the length of the skirt. And I'll come back when I'm done with a couple of more rows. Okay, so I just finished my 4th ball of yarn of the cotton fair yarn, and I did a total of 17 double crochet rows. Like I said earlier, I didn't count the single crochet rows because I'll be doing a lot. And now I'm just going to get some scrap yarn and do a couple of more rows, around 7 to 8 more rows, the exact same pattern in multiple colors. This is totally optional. You could grab whatever you want. You can continue in the same color. Just do you how you do you. And I'm going to do me how I do me. And we're going to do us. And I'll be back when I'm done. So these are the colors I used. A whole bunch of one skein and scrap yarn that I had. And yeah. So this is how it came out. I did a total of 7 more double crochet rows and ended with a single crochet row. And that's how it went. Now I'm going to do a border around the sleeve part, which I just chose 3 colors. I just attached it at the bottom seam that's closer to the skirt part instead of the seam at the shoulder. And I just did 3 rows of half double crochet with 3 colors. And I'm going to do the exact same on the other side. So now I'm going to work on the middle border, and I'm just going to attach right in the bottom V, the part that's closer to the skirt part. And I'm going to start with yellow, and you could do so many stitches here. You could do the peacock stitch, you could do triple, quadruple, tipples, and all of that stitches. For my yellow, I'm just going to start with single crochet all the way around. So I'm just attaching right in the V part and going to single crochet in every single stitch back to that first stitch, and I'm going to slip stitch there and then change colors. So for every color that you do or every row you do for your border, you're just going to slip stitch in that starting chain or the first stitch, whichever works for you. So I did a total of 4 colors, looking cute. I'm just going to finish my other armhole by attaching right towards the skirt part and do the same exact thing that I did on the other side. So once we're done with all our borders, we're gonna work on our drawstring. I just made a chain of 250 with two strings of yarn. You could just do one string and single crochet down, but I'm doing 250, and it's going to go under each of the stitches that we did for the front post double crochet. So this is starting with the middle of the back area, and I'm just gonna weave it in under every stitch, every back loop stitch. See, boom, easy with it, boom boom boom. And you could skip stitches or you could do it however you want. At this point, I'm just gonna go under every stitch, just like that, and boom. And you're gonna do this all the way till you get to the front. So I'm doing one leg for half of the back, and then I'm gonna do the other leg of the chain and then pull it to the front, leaving a few stitches in the front without the chain going under. So this is how the back is looking so far, and now I'm gonna do the same exact thing to the front, leaving a few stitches in the middle for when I tie it. And this is how it look in the front. I didn't go into about 2 to 3 of the front posts double crochet, and you can do tassels at the bottom. You can add jewelry, beads, there's so many things you can do. I'm just going to tie it up, bing bang boom, and there we go. Next, we're going to just move on to the back. I made 2 chains of 150, and you just attach where the seam is or anywhere. You could use these chains to lace up the front, lace up the back, however you want to keep the shoulders up. I'm just going to attach a little after the seam, which is drawing in my chain, and I'm going to do that on both sides. So I'm going right to the edge of my last row of the border and just drawing one side through. It's gonna pull, and I'm gonna do the same exact thing for the other side. And from this point, you could do so many little things. You can add fringes and jewelry and beads and lace up however you want to do it. And it is quick shout out time. Shout out to these people that watched my last tutorial, and I said to DM me pictures of y'all amazing work. I will only post if I get the consent. So many of y'all tagged me on Facebook and Instagram. DM me your pictures of the tutorials that y'all watched. Y'all made all these dope creations. It's amazing. I would love to share with the world. And yes, you have reached the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I love y'all so much. Make sure you subscribe and thumbs up.